The Transportation Department is allaying fears of a transport crisis by next year as the deadline for the PUV consolidation draws near. Will a change in economic provisions under the Constitution help boost the Philippines' investment climate? A financial expert weighs in. And still some good news for motorists. Another round of fuel price rollback is expected next week. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your weekend. I'm Riza Diaz. President Bongbong Marcos is currently in Tokyo for the commemorative summit on 50th anniversary of ASEAN-Japan Friendship and Cooperation. The president arrived at Haneda International Airport at past 6 p.m. Accompanying him are First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos and other government officials. Now, during his departure speech, the chief executive said the summit gives the country a chance to affirm its position on current international issues. The president is set to attend a state dinner today, while the summit will be on Sunday, followed by a bilateral meeting with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. On Monday, the president will attend a climate change forum and pay a courtesy visit to the Japanese emperor before flying back to the Philippines. Meanwhile, the Transportation Department is keeping the December 31st deadline for PUV consolidation intact despite protests from transport groups. Transportation Undersecretary Timothy Batan told 1PH that attached agencies will extend their office hours on December 31st to accommodate last-minute applicants. Batan added that the LTFRB and the Group Piston were able to agree on some terms. Operators of traditional jeepney units will also be given 2 to 3 years to modernize. However, there will be no more extension to the consolidation deadline in line with the President's directive.
Ang ilan pa pong mga napag-usapan ng LTFRB at ng Piston ay ang klarifikasyon po na hindi na lang po isa ang kooperatibang maaaring tumakbo sa isang ruta. Tayo po ay nag-waive na rin ng mga penalties mula po nitong mga nakaraang taon.
Now, meanwhile, the agency maintains that a transport crisis next year is unlikely. Batan said the LTFRB already has measures in place to address passenger demand in routes lacking consolidated PUV operators. This comes as transport groups Piston and Manibela plan an extended strike next week that may last until New Year's.
Karamihan sa mga major na ruta dito po sa Kamaynilaan ay siniserbisyuhan na po ng consolidated operators. Kung sakali man na merong mga lugar, meron pong ibang mga ruta na mawalan po ng operator dahil nga hindi nakahabol sa December 31 deadline, meron na pong mga nakahandang pamamaraan ng LTFRB tulad po ng pag-issue ng special permit doon po sa ating mga consolidated operators.
Fuel costs are expected to drop next week. The Energy Department said the possible rollback is due to higher supply in the international market. Gas is expected to be cheaper by 20 to 40 centavos per liter, while diesel prices could go down by 10 to 35 centavos a liter. Kerosene prices could also go down by 80 centavos to 1 peso per liter. Final adjustments will be announced by oil companies on Monday, which will take effect the following day. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Water concessionaire Maynilad launched a new treatment facility as the country gears up for the El Nino phenomenon. The details in this report are by Justin Pudsalang.
The government is now bracing for the stronger effects of the El Nino phenomenon that is expected to be felt by the first and second quarter of next year. That is why the inauguration of this water treatment facility in Muntinlupa was described as a timely initiative. The 11 billion peso treatment plant can filter an additional 150 million liters of water per day from the Laguna Lake. That's equivalent to 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools. This additional water supply can benefit 3.2 million customers of Maynilad in Muntinlupa, Las Piñas, Parañaque, and Cavite. The treatment facility cleans up water from the Laguna Lake through a technologically advanced multi-stage process that involved dissolved air flotation, cloth filter, biological aerated filter, ultrafiltration, reverse osmosis, and chlorination. With this process, the treated water is deemed safe for drinking under the Health Department's Philippine National Standards for Drinking Water. Manny V. Pangilinan, the chairman, president, and CEO of Maynilad's parent company Metro Pacific, says the water treatment facility allows the West Zone concessionaires to no longer rely on water from the Angat Dam.
Mr. President, your administration has been aware and proactive in addressing our water supply issues, and we are inspired by your mandate to do our part. Today's inauguration also diversifies our bulk water sources away from Angat Dam, which will help during bouts of supply scarcity, especially in light of the incoming El Nino.
Aside from the treatment facility in Muntinlupa, Maynilad will also put up a desalination facility in Iloilo City to provide alternative supply of water.
It will have a capacity initially of 65 million liters per day, and will precede the completion of the Jalawar Dam by a number of years, and will help the water supply situation in the city itself.
President Marcos says such initiatives by the private sector are a huge help in mitigating the effects of El Nino. The Science and Technology Department had earlier warned that some 65 provinces will experience drought next year. Marcos has called on government agencies to intensify efforts in ensuring that there will be enough supply of water, especially in the areas that will be gravely affected by the El Nino.
We stand on the brink of completing this crucial project, a necessity heightened by the current challenge posed by the El Nino phenomenon. We must prepare and learn and apply some of the lessons that we have learned during the pandemic when it came to supply of agricultural products, of food, of the efficiencies of the supply chain. All of this will be affected if our water resources are inadequate.
According to the president, the country has sufficient food buffer stock until the end of the first quarter or by March of 2024. For News 5, Justine Punsalang. We are One News.
As the lower house opens up talks on economic charter change, one financial expert is keeping a tempered view on its impact on foreign direct investments. Retired global investment banker Stephen Kunyeng told The Big Story that pursuing charter amendments on economic provisions will only work if sectors and industries in the Philippines are already attractive for investors. He said that setting up the foundation for a healthy business climate should come first before relaxing regulations. Foreign direct investments fell 20% in the first half of the year as the Philippines lags behind regional peers. House Speaker Martin Romualdez earlier said that the lower house will be studying the push for Chacha while on Christmas break.
What is the first thing any investor, foreign or local, is looking for? They want to make money. That's number one. So if the country or the sector is unattractive, or let's not be so mean, less profitable potentially than other countries, changing the law will not change that. Now, if it is attractive and you make it easier with regard to foreign ownership and ease of doing business, then yes, more will come in.
The chapter remains closed for actress Katherine Bernardo more than 2 weeks since confirming her breakup with longtime boyfriend Daniel Padilla. It's all rainbows and smiles for a very good girl actress as she posted photos on social media of the little things that have been making her smile in the past few weeks. But the star maintains there's no looking back. There has been speculation that the two may have patched things up after sharing the stage on several public engagements. Now, fueling those speculations was Daniel cutting short his breakup message for Kath on Friday, keeping only the words, "Ikaw at ako." Now, Katherine's breakup post, however, remains unchanged. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Riza Diaz. We are What News.